is because people are too hasty to talk. They talk without thinking. And I think there is one, there's one barangay in Pampanga, Pangasinan, where it's, there is penalty for cheese for gossiping. Yes, if you're gossiping, maybe they should do that, or, but people, they like to gossip. And for me, that's not my main sin, but even I sometimes may fall, guilty of it, but it's not my main sin. I would rather talk about Aristotle and C.S. Lewis. I would talk about great ideas than gossip over people. So it's not because I'm a good person. I just find, great ideas, more interesting than gossiping about people. It's not because I'm a good guy. It's just because, that's me. I prefer great ideas to gossiping about other people. But some people, they like to gossip. You talk about somebody, they say, who's that? What's his name? Which church he comes from? And things like that. And I think, in the Philippines, you have, everybody likes to talk. It's a universal problem. But in the Philippines, the problem is complicated by the fact that in the Philippines, if you keep quiet, that means people think you're a saplada or you are a Muslim. So therefore, people feel that you have to say something. If you don't talk, they would say that you're a snob. Yeah, in the Philippines, so if you talk, if you don't talk, they would say you're a snob and so on. So sometimes what happens is people would rather say something, even if it is bad, than not say anything. It's a cultural problem, that you will find. So sometimes it's better to say nothing than to say something that is bad or evil. So we have a tendency, to be able to want, to say something. So it says, be quick to listen, be slow to speak, be slow to anger. And it's related, being slow to speak and being slow to anger. Because, if you're saying something, without thinking, and if you're angry, then you're saying things that you should not say. People's lives have been killed because of words. Today we are living in a world, where, dictators and tyrants, they just have to say a word. And Hitler, Hitler is a good example. He did not actually go and kill the people in the concentration camp. All he did was say the word, that the Jews should be exterminated, and 6 million Jews, and then so many more million Russians, all kinds of people, Christians and others, were being persecuted. So I would think, I would suggest that this week, be slow to speak, be quick to listen, be slow to anger. We tend to be judgmental, we tend to be angry, and it says because the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Not because anger is anger, because men are sinful. So therefore, even in our anger, we often have a sinful element in our anger. If something becomes inconvenient to us, we get angry. So it's good at things at times like that, to be quiet. So it always helps. Silence is good. I do like silence.
Just the sounds of silence.
I do, the sounds of silence. But I do like, to be alone, to be quiet. And in some cultures, it's easy. In India, it's noisy and stuff like that. But in India, before I came to the Philippines, there were 20 bachelors in a room half this size. And when somebody is meditating or praying, everybody is quiet. I mean, we used to have fun, we're bachelors, we used to have fun and noise and jokes and things like that. But when somebody meditates, everybody knows. If you're reading the word, or if you're meditating, or if you're quiet, and the whole room becomes silent. When I came to the Philippines, I was sometimes on my knees, praying, and then somebody comes and says, kain na tayo. Well, different cultures. I'm not saying it's the one who's good or bad, but that's kain na tayo. Let's eat. So sometimes you say things and it's gone. Sometimes you gossip something about some person and you cannot even correct it anymore. Because it's completely gone there. You don't know with whom you shared what. And it becomes a big problem. Some people's tongue is like a double-edged sword. Which cuts against. When we were kids, there used to be a saying which says, sticks and stones break bones, but words don't hurt. That's not true. Words can sometimes be worse than sticks and stones. So somebody went to Buddha. Somebody went to Buddha and said, Buddha, Master, this is what I said, to somebody. I said something that was nasty, what should I do? So Buddha gave him some feathers. And he said, from here I want you to go to that place, and then I want you to throw as you go. And then I want you to come back. And so, tell me what happened. So this guy comes back and says, I did exactly what you asked me to do. And I threw the feathers, on the way. And then Buddha said, okay, I want you to go and pick it up. And when he went back, by the time the breeze had blown it away, and he could not get it back. And so Buddha is telling, that's what happens with words. Once it's gone, it's gone. Once it hurts, it hurts. It ruins both the people against whom you're saying, and it also ruins oneself. And because one of the biggest temptations we have is, what C.S. Lewis called esoteric, the idea that we are in the know. Esoteric has to do with knowledge. Karl Marx said that everything is motivated by economics. Sigmund Freud said that everything is motivated by, erotic or sex. C.S. Lewis said, there's another thing, which is esoteric, which is, the idea that we are in the know, the idea that we know something that somebody else doesn't know, and therefore we want to be the first to share it. It's a big temptation that all of us have. The temptation for esoteric knowledge, and a lot of the gossip is, because of that. The idea that we know something that others don't, and you're able to say it, and you feel that you can control people, you can manipulate people because of the knowledge that you have. What C.S. Lewis calls the inner ring. A lot of the Barkada groups is based on that kind of a knowledge, which is a big temptation that we have. So what does James say? Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. We need to be quick to listen. We need to be slow to speak. And so let's have a ration this week. Mahatma Gandhi, I think once a week, we used to speak. I forget which day it was, Monday or Thursday. And that's a good thing, Once a week, total silence. No wonder he was quite deep. Jesus Christ himself often look for quietness and silence. And after a day's work, early morning, he would go look for a quiet place, and sometimes late in the night, he would look for a quiet place. Sometimes he tells the disciples, he would tell his disciples, let's go, to a quiet place. We're living in a world where, there is no place for, silence. In the Philippines, you have what is called horror silencia, the horror of silence. I went once to a resort. It was a beautiful place. The food was good. The place was good. And the one thing I could not find is silence. And I really put is music, not just music, loud music. And so I thought I saw a tree house. So I said, oh, okay, at least yes. I climbed up the tree house. Even there, you have piped music. And sometimes people, go from the city, they go to resorts and they bring, they bring their speakers and the amplifiers, 20,000 watts jumping at you and hitting you in your ears. What's the point in leaving the city if you're bringing the city with you? So there are not too many places nowadays where you can be, where there is silence and quietness. So you have to create it. You have to make it. I know one family, one home, where they have a chair. It's called a silent chair. So if anybody is sitting in the chair, it means that the whole house should be quiet. Because the person is sitting in the chair, he wants to meditate, he wants to quiet. In India, every Hindu family has what is called a puja room, a worship room. Every Hindu family has a worship room. So if you want the place to be quiet, you will always go there. Create silence. God, Kierkegaard said, if there is one remedy that I can give for all the problems in the world, I have made up my mind, and that is silence. Wow. He says, one remedy for all the problems in the world is silence. He says, create silence. Because, without silence, you cannot even hear the word of God. You cannot even hear the voice of God. Pascal said, all the problems in the world is because people cannot sit quiet in their room for 5 minutes. And today, even in your room, you have, the internet and things like that. He was talking in the 17th century, where you're sitting alone in the room and you're meditating. So we want to run away from God, we want to run away from ourselves. So we fill our hearts, so we fill our lives with distractions, amusements, so that we don't have to face who we are, we don't have to face God. So you fill your life with distractions, amusements, and so the Bible has a lot to say about wisdom and silence and speech and fruits. Be slow to speak, be slow to anger, but be quick to listen. Let's pray. Take a few moments, you're in the presence of God. And sometimes even in our prayers, we spend most of our time talking to God rather than listening to God. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 says, the Lord is in his temple, therefore let the whole world be silent. The Bible says in Psalm 46 verse 10, be still and know that I am God. God is in heaven, let our words be few. Let's not offer the sacrifice of fools by talking out loud. Father, we pray that that there's something